Hello and welcome to the Midday Update. Coming up are the headlines for today. 4.4 magnitude earthquake hits southern Iran. New public prosecutors to investigate cases of assault on public funds appointed. Fruits and vegetables cheaper in Oman. Meeting discusses measures taken to control COVID-19. US jury finds Chauvin guilty of all three charges over death of Floyd. EU Medicines Watchdog finds possible link between J&J vaccines and blood clots. Apple unveils new products, credit card service, podcast subscriptions. Law protects us. We won't be banned from UCL semis, says Real Madrid chief. In some IPL news, Mishra and Dhawan helped Delhi beat Mumbai in low-scoring thriller. Those are the headlines for today. Now let's take a look at the weather update.
This is Maythal Shikeli for today's weather update. Now before we move on to weather, here is our fact for the day. In 1983, survivors of Australia's infamous Ash Wednesday bushfires reported houses exploding before the fire could touch them due to the air pressure. Steaks found cooked well done in the deep freezers. A car moved 90 meters from the cyclonic firestorm and sand turned into glass. That is our fact for the day. Now let's check how the weather will be like in the Sultanate. According to Oman Meteorology and Civil Aviation Authorities, there will be mainly clear skies in the Sultanate with chances of cloud formation along the coastal areas of Afar, and the adjacent mountains may give isolated rain. There's also possible chances of late night to early morning low-level clouds or fog patches over the parts of Al-Wusta and Dhafar. And there's also chances of cloud development over Al-Hajar Mountains. And now let's take a look at how the weather will be like in all the governorates. Muscat will be sunny, temperatures between 40 to 29 degrees Celsius. Musandam will be sunny, temperatures between 37 to 24 degrees Celsius. North Al-Batana will be sunny, temperatures between 36 to 26 degrees Celsius. South Al-Batana will be sunny, temperatures between 39 to 28 degrees Celsius. Al-Buraymi will be sunny, temperatures between 41 to 27 degrees Celsius. Al-Dhahira will be sunny, temperatures between 41 to 26 degrees Celsius. Al-Dakhiliya will be sunny, temperatures between 39 to 26 degrees Celsius. North Al-Sharqiyya will be sunny, temperatures between 40 to 23 degrees Celsius. South Al-Sharqiyya will be sunny, temperatures between 40 to 28 degrees Celsius. Al-Wusta will be partly cloudy, temperatures between 41 to 25 degrees Celsius, and Dhafar will also be partly cloudy, temperatures between 32 to 21 degrees Celsius.
Welcome back to the Midday Update. Let's take a look at the local stories for today. An earthquake has been reported in southern Iran on Tuesday, according to the Earthquake Monitoring Center or EMC at the Sultan Qaboos University. A statement issued online by the EMC said the following. An earthquake in southern Iran with magnitude of 4.4 was reported at 9:55 p.m. Muscat time and at a depth of 10 kilometers. The earthquake was recorded 649 kilometers away from Khasab. His Excellency the Public Prosecutor has issued on Tuesday a number of decisions, including appointing public prosecutors to investigate cases of assault on public funds. His Excellency Nasser bin Khamis Al-Sawahi, the Public Prosecutor, has issued a number of decisions of appointing members of the public prosecution as final investigators to investigate cases of assault on public funds and money laundering cases, as well as allocation of members of the public prosecution to take over and direct juvenile cases. His Excellency Al-Sawahi has also issued a decision to transfer, appoint and assign a number of members of the public prosecution, and the decisions will be implemented starting from Wednesday, April 28, 2021. The public prosecutor has also issued a number of administrative decisions, including amending the organizational divisions of the public prosecution departments in the directorates of the public prosecution in the governorates of the Sultanate by merging some departments and amending the names of the public prosecution departments. He also issued an amendment to the organizational divisions of the public prosecution departments in the directorates of the public prosecution in the governorates of the Sultanate by merging some departments and amending their names, as the two directorates of the public prosecution in the Vilayat of Boshar and Mathura were merged into one directorate called the First Directorate of Muscat Governorate. Prices of vegetables in Oman have decreased by 11.6% between March 2021 and March 2020, according to figures released by the government. Prices of other staples such as fruits, dairy and eggs, and fish and seafood also fell over the past 12 months, reveals data published by National Center for Statistics and Information. However, the cost of other goods listed on the Consumer Price Index rose slightly. Small increase was reported in the amount customers have to pay for bread and cereals, meat, and oils and fats. Non-alcoholic beverages are about 5.7% more expensive compared to last year. Overall, the cost of groceries has fallen by 1.09%. Basic groceries aside, there has been a small drop in the prices of clothing and footwear, home furnishing and appliances, and transportation. The Sultanate, represented by the Ministry of Health, took part in the high-level meeting of the Helsinki Policy Forum, headed by Krista Kiuru, Minister of Family Affairs and Social Services, in Finland via video conference. The meeting discussed measures to be taken to control the COVID-19 pandemic and additional preparations needed to thwart future waves. The Sultanate was represented by Dr. Ahmed bin Mohammed Al Saidi, Minister of Health. A number of ministers of health from the European, Gulf and Middle East and North Africa region, as well as the World Health Organization, attended the meeting. In his speech, Al Saidi stressed that the world is facing an unprecedented health crisis, and this pandemic can only be curbed with foolproof preparations. There should be no distinction between private and public sector healthcare facilities during any pandemic, he added. In addition, the Minister of Health added that we should have a well-established and dynamic global response plan based on the engagement of all stakeholders. It should clearly designate the roles and responsibilities of all stakeholders and establish a monitoring mechanism to ensure compliance. Dr. Al Saidi assured the need to de-link public health from politics by prioritizing transparency. Countries should share epidemiological risks and assessment data timely and share information on contact tracing, he added. Moreover, Al Saidi indicated that rich countries should support poor nations for universal health to ensure equitable access to the vaccine. The Minister of Health stressed the necessity to establish high-technology research centers for vaccine development in every part of the world. Those are the local stories. We'll take a short commercial break and we'll be back.
It's about time we kicked COVID-19 out of our lives. Join us on TTV Outline every Monday and let us learn how to fight COVID together.
Welcome back to the Midday Update, now for the international stories. Former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin was found guilty of 2 counts of murder and 1 count of manslaughter over the death of George Floyd, the judge presiding over the high-profile trial announced Tuesday, reading the jury's verdict. Right after Judge Peter Cahill announced the verdict, which came after the 12-member jury was sequestered Monday afternoon and deliberated for about 10 hours. Chauvin, who listened in the courtroom, was handcuffed and taken into custody by Hennepin County Sheriff's Office. The jurors found Chauvin a white man guilty of second-degree murder, third-degree murder, and second-degree manslaughter. All 3 counts he was charged with over the killing of black man Floyd. Chauvin pleaded not guilty to all of the charges. Chauvin would face presumptive prison sentence of 12.5 years for the second-degree murder charge and 12.5 years for the third-degree murder charge and 4 years for the second-degree manslaughter charge, according to Minnesota sentencing guidelines. Since Chauvin has no previous criminal record, he would avoid the maximum sentence for each of the 3 charges, which is 40 years for second-degree murder, 25 years for third-degree murder, and 10 years for second-degree manslaughter. Prosecutors, though, said they will seek a harsher sentence. Cahill said he will announce the sentencing 8 weeks from now. The European Medicines Agency, or EMA, said on Tuesday it has found a possible link between the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine and cases of blood clots, but insisted that its benefits outweigh the risks. A careful review of the cases and other available evidence has led us to affirm that these blood clotting disorders are very rare side effects of the vaccine, said Sabine Strauss, president of the EMA Safety Committee, at a press conference. On April 13, the medicines watchdog of the European Union was informed of 8 serious cases of unusual blood clots associated with low levels of platelets, one of which had a fatal outcome. All the cases occurred in the United States, where over 7 million people received the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. EMA said in a statement that these events should be listed as very rare side effects of the vaccine. The regulator said its safety committee concluded that a warning about unusual blood clots with low blood platelets should be added to the product information for the Johnson & Johnson jab. All cases occurred in people under 60 years of age within 3 weeks after vaccination, the majority in women. The safety committee said that the blood clots occurred mostly at unusual sites, such as in veins in the brain and the abdomen and in arteries, together with low levels of blood platelets and sometimes bleeding. The cases reviewed were very similar to the cases that occurred with the COVID-19 vaccine developed by AstraZeneca, which EMA had also concluded that its benefits outweigh its risks. There have been almost 300 cases of blood clots worldwide linked with the AstraZeneca vaccine. Meanwhile, 275 candidate vaccines are still being developed worldwide, 91 of them in clinical trials, in countries including Germany, China, Russia, Britain and the United States, according to information released by the World Health Organization on Tuesday. Apple on Tuesday unveiled its new iPad Pro, iMac models, iPhone 12 in the purple finish, along with Apple TV 4K, AirTag, Apple Card Family Service and podcast subscriptions during its virtual Spring 2021 event. The new generation of iPad Pro features 5G and the company's own designed M1 chip. The new iPad Pro and iMac will be available to order beginning April 30th in 31 countries and regions including the United States and China, and will be available in the second half of May. Apple also unveiled a purple finish for its iPhone 12 and iPhone 12 mini. The AirTag is an accessory that helps keep track of and find the items with Apple's Find My app, while keeping location data private and anonymous with end-to-end encryption, Apple said. The new generation of Apple TV 4K is equipped with the A12 Bionic chip, delivering high frame rate, high dynamic range with Dolby Vision. It enables fast-moving action at 60 frames per second to play more smoothly. Apple Card Family offers a new way for people to share their Apple Card and build credit together with their family sharing group. Starting in May, listeners in more than 170 countries and regions can sign up for Apple Podcast Premium subscriptions that include a variety of benefits such as ad-free listening, access to additional content, and early or exclusive access to new series, Apple also said. Let's take a short commercial break and we'll be back with the sports stories.
It's about time we kicked COVID-19 out of our lives. Join us on TTV Outline every Monday and let us learn how to fight COVID together.
Welcome back to Midday Update. Now for the sports stories. Real Madrid President Florentino Perez has brushed aside threats from UEFA President Alexander Ceferin, who had said that the players participating in the European Super League will be banned from the World Cup and Euros. A group of 12 European clubs on Monday confirmed their plans to launch a new European Super League. Among these 12, 6 belong to the Premier League: Manchester United, Manchester City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Tottenham Hotspur and Chelsea. UEFA President Ceferin was also left fuming, and he launched a scathing attack on all the 12 clubs involved, and he made his intentions clear on what might be the fate of the players if they play the European Super League. UEFA's Executive Committee member Jesper Moller on Monday also said that Real Madrid, Chelsea and Manchester City would be thrown out of the season's Champions League due to their involvement in the Super League. However, Perez said, Real Madrid, Manchester City and Chelsea will not be banned from the Champions League or domestic leagues. Impossible, I can assure you of that. 100% it won't happen, the law protects us. This is impossible. UEFA President Ceferin had also slammed Manchester United and Juventus chiefs Ed Woodward and Andrea Agnelli, and he went on to call them snakes after they led proposals for the Super League. President Shapirin insulted Andre Agnelli today. It is not possible. It's crazy to discuss a president of a world club like Juventus. This is something unacceptable. UEFA must change. We don't want a president who insults other presidents, said Perez. Why aren't UEFA and La Liga salaries public? Why haven't salaries been reduced like everyone else during the pandemic? We need more transparency. We know the salary of LeBron James, but we don't know the salary of the UEFA president, he also said. Leg spinner Amit Mishra spun a web before Shikhar Dhawan and Steve Smith played significant knocks as Delhi Capitals registered a 6-wicket win over Mumbai Indians in a low-scoring IPL match at the M.A. Chidambaram Stadium on Tuesday evening. Mishra picked 4 wickets as Delhi Capitals first restricted Mumbai Indians to 137 for 9 and then chased down the target with 5 balls to spare. Chasing 138, Delhi had suffered an early jolt as Jayant Yadav dismissed Prithvi Shaw in the second over. Dhawan continued scoring at a brisk rate and built a 36-run stand with Lalit as Delhi Capitals scored 100 before the completion of the 15th over. Rahul Chahar removed Dhawan to ignite a glimmer of hope with Delhi needing 38 runs in the last 5 overs. But the Capitals got over the line and registered their third win of the ongoing Indian Premier League. Ishan Kishan and Jayant Yadav revived the Mumbai Indians innings, but Mishra again struck, removing the wicketkeeper batsman as the Rohit-led side posted a 138-run target. Those were the local stories, international stories and sports news for today. We'll be back tomorrow with midday update at the same time, so stay tuned.
You've just heard the live feed from the TTV studios on TFM 95.4. Let's talk.